Thank you for tuning in to Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5 things you need to know about marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This week I'm going to conclude my short two-part series on the 10 rules for digital marketing, or 10 rules for marketing. Last week I covered the first 5, which really had to do with preparation. These next 5 are going to deal with the implementation, starting to actually promote your business and how you could look at it from an implementation management point of view. As I discussed last week at the beginning of last week's video, the idea for this was inspired by a podcast I'm co-hosting, the Small Business Marketing Playbook podcast I'm doing with Abram Gonzalez from Digital Harvest. It's an SEO company that I work closely with. They're an excellent company. I highly recommend them for all your SEO needs. I cannot recommend them high enough. I'm always thoroughly impressed whenever I see their work. So if you have any questions, I highly recommend checking them out. I will put a link in the description. A link to the website in the description below. But great company. Abram and I decided to do a podcast, and the first 2 episodes were covering the 10 rules for marketing. Actually, I think for the podcast we did 10 rules for digital marketing and advertising. That kind of shortened it 10 rules for marketing for my purposes, because Abram was gracious enough to allow me to crib this idea for content for Beacon's purposes. So I appreciate that. That's how gracious that gentleman is. So without further ado, we're going to hop in to these next set. And like I said, this is going to be more on the implementation and management of your marketing strategy. So the first thing is promote with a purpose. What that has to deal with is you have to consider what you're doing every time you promote your business. Don't just put something out there with no rhyme or reason. This really speaks to having a strategy. So whenever you are putting something out there, even if it's part of your strategy, always think back to the rationale. Why am I sending this email out there? What is this drip campaign trying to accomplish? Or what is this page on this website trying to do? Or the social media post? What am I furthering? What am I trying to get my clients to do? Or my audience to do? Because you really, when you think of that funnel that I've spoken about before, and you have people at the top that you're trying to get to the bottom to where you can close them, you should try to have a specific action for each parts of that funnel. So at the very top, are you just trying to get people in your funnel? So you're trying to get them to sign up for your newsletter? Or are you trying to get them to download an ebook? Or are you trying to get them to sign up for a webinar? Or to buy a product or to buy a service? So when you promote with a purpose, you have those ideas in mind, because you should be pushing or you should be guiding your audience towards a desired action. So that's what we mean by saying promote with a purpose. Number 2, do your homework. And this really has to deal with looking at your competition. This does kind of delve into a little bit of the preparation part of it, but it also applies to just as you're promoting your business, keep an eye out for what your competitors are doing, because guess what? Your competitors have the same target audience. So every once in a while, go to their website, see what they're doing, check out what they're doing on social media, so you get an idea of the services and the things they're providing, and you also get a better sense for how you can set yourself apart. So when you're engaging with customers, or maybe you need to go back to your strategy a bit and revamp your UVP to make sure that the distinction between you and your customers is clear, because I promise you understand completely how you're different from your competitors. But I'm not sure your audience knows that. So going and doing your homework and then revamping your strategy, as you develop your strategy, to really make sure you set those distinctions, it's very clear, it's very important, and it helps you really stand out from the customers even more so than you think, stand out from your competitors even more so than you think you might be doing so right now. So that's number 2, do your homework. Number 3, analyze this, analyze that, analyze everything. What this really speaks to is the importance of understanding what is and is not working when it comes to marketing your business. As you promote your business, you should be collecting data from your website, from your social media activities, from your email marketing activities, and then periodically going through and reviewing to see what's working and what's not working. This allows you the opportunity to make improvements, make adjustments, or potentially reinforce good actions so you see maybe higher returns on the things that's really working. If you don't analyze your marketing efforts, then you wouldn't know this. And particularly, you won't know if something's not working. So you could be spending all this time, money, and energy into doing something, and if it's not seeing the return, you could be like, oh crap, we just wasted 2 months and potentially thousands of dollars or something that just was not working. So what you really want to do is be able to understand what your marketing efforts are producing, and if that's really if you're getting the return on investment that you're looking for and that you need to be successful in promoting your business. So that's number 3. Analyze this, analyze that, analyze everything. Number 4 really ties into this third one, and that's market your business long enough to measure. Abram and I have both seen businesses that just they kind of quit too early, and that's what really inspired this point. And we were talking about it off camera and off of a recording. Is where we've seen customers, they start going and then they quit before you can even see any actionable data. And I generally, if you're asking for a number, I would say anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks, because that's it's about 3 months there. You really want to see things. Now, if something's not working after a couple weeks, you can just tell, you may want to make a change. But if something's not working and you stop it after 1 month completely, then you really haven't given it a chance. You want to, even if you change something, even if you update a strategy or a tactic, you want to give it time to see if those updates work. If you are constantly changing things or constantly stopping and starting, you're not going to know what's true and what's not. So you have to give things a chance to flesh out. Now, there's no defined time, because every business is different, every industry is different, and pretty much every situation is unique. So you really have to make that judgment as to how long something should go. But so if you have an ad out there and after 2 weeks it's getting absolutely no clicks, no nothing, you're spending something every day, it's probably safe to cancel that. But I wouldn't stop putting out an ad. I would change my tactics a bit and go back to your strategy to see what can be updated to maybe garner more interest, and see how little tweaks can maybe get you more clicks, that can generate more interest, and that can get you more conversions. That's how this goes. If you just give up after the first try, or give up when you see the first negative thing that you see, you're not going to be successful, because this going back to the first point in last week's video where I said marketing is a journey, this is part of that journey. It's making sure that you are able to understand what is and isn't working and make changes to that. The last one, number 5, is get professional help. This may seem a little self-serving coming from a marketer, but it's really not meant to be that way. It's the honest to God truth. Recently, I signed up for professional coaching to help me with my business. I feel I'm a very good marketer. I know my business, but sometimes I feel like I'm too close to what's going on to really get perspective. So I hired outside help to help me understand how I could better run my business. And I feel a lot better about it. I don't feel shameful for it. It's because I just need help. And recognizing that you need help is a great thing. Because guess what? We can't do it all by ourselves. You just can't. I have my wife that helps me out, but guess what? She has her own career aspirations, and we have a daughter that she takes care of. So a large part of the burden falls on my shoulders, but I can't do everything. So I do need some help. So recognizing that you need help is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. So go out there and understand where your capabilities are. What are you good at? And what do you need help with? So maybe you just need help with someone creating some content for you. Or maybe you need help someone managing your social media. That's all I mean by that is maybe you're good at developing the strategy. Maybe you're good at doing certain things, but there's certain things you're not good at. Like one of the things I'm not good at is writing content. So or in particular, editing content. So what I do is anytime something needs to be edited, I send it to my wife because she's a trained copy editor and she's phenomenal at it. Luckily I don't have to pay her because she's part of the business, but chances are that if I didn't have her, I would probably be looking to see if there's someone I could pay to do editing. Another area where I get professional help is graphic design. I'm not a graphic designer. My mind does not work that way. So within 3 months of starting my business, I realized I wasn't good at it. Probably realized it sooner, but it took me 3 months to finally realize I just needed someone. So I've been working with a company that does all my graphic design. It happens. Understand what you're good at, what you're not good at, get help for the things that you're not good at. It will help make you a better marketer. Trust me. So real quick recap with the second part: promote with a purpose, do your homework, analyze this, analyze that, analyze everything, market long enough to measure, and get professional help when you need it. So that's it. That completes the 10 rules for marketing your business. Let me know what you think. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Look forward to hearing from you. In the description below, like I said, I will include a link to Digital Harvest. If you have any questions about SEO or anything of that nature, Abram and his company are the best I've seen, quite frankly, to be honest. And they will help you with whatever you need. So they're a really great company. I can't recommend them high enough. If we have the podcast ready to go, I'll let you know. But we're probably looking towards the end of July, if not early August, for the release of that. So I'm not sure if it'll be ready by then. But if nothing else, I'll include a link to the blog for this week, as well as a link to schedule a free 30-minute discovery session where I help you understand where you are with your marketing efforts and how I might be able to help. Lastly, I will include a link to our weekly newsletter so you can sign up for that. That's it for me today. Roger Gallego, Beacon Marketing. This has been Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5. Stay tuned next week when we talk about marketing content, why it's so important to your marketing success. Look forward to that. So talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye.